Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Checkered Flag Corner. We just finished watching the Coca-Cola 600 Peak the Fit up here on my head. What an incredible race. I'm glad that this is the race that I chose to end my hiatus on and come back and do the first time back. Because this race was entertaining start to finish. Now there's a few stories we got to go over, so we'll start with the big one, the big elephant in the room. Kyle Larson crashes out of Indy on lap 92, just short of halfway, flies back to Charlotte, takes a helicopter from the airport to the track, gets to the track, takes the lead, spins from the lead, and then later on crashes out in stage 3. And that last crash was not his fault. Blaney, Briscoe, and Suarez got together. Suarez spun and took out two cars just by complete accident. Larson just couldn't get out of the way of the 99. There was just nowhere for him to go because it's either the grass or wreck, and he just couldn't get to the grass quick enough. So Larson's out of the race. William Byron, Hendrick Motorsports, once again showing their complete dominance with that 24 car. William Byron sweeps the first, second, and third stages. Honestly, the best car all night, the most dominant. Had some insane battles with Denny Hamlin in that 11. They were door to door, bumper to bumper, trading positions multiple times. I've, I never could have imagined just how far William Byron would come in just these past few years. Two-time Daytona 500 winner. He was looking for his first Coca-Cola 600 victory tonight. Um, and that's where Ross Chastain comes in. Woo! We'll get to that in a second, but first and foremost, big props to Carson Hocevar in the Chili's Ride the Dente, number 77 Chevrolet Camaro, having a stellar night in that Spire Motorsports ride. He was driving the wheels off of it. Sure, Byron and Hamlin were going door to door, but Carson Hocevar was there right behind them almost every step of the way. On one of the later restarts, I think on the 8th restart of the night, going into turns 1 and 2, he blows his engine. And honestly, I think say what you want about Carson Hocevar, he might not make the best decisions. He might be a little too over aggressive, but he put his car through hell tonight, and it shows. The car just could not handle how hard he was pushing it. He pushed his equipment to the absolute limit tonight, but unfortunately blows an engine out of the race. Ross Chastain, in the closing 15 laps, gets close to William Byron. He's pushing on Byron to get Byron to start defending. Byron is defending incredibly. His crew chief is saying, okay, if he's going to pass you, make him go under you. Make him take the hard way around. Don't let him get above you. And what happened was through 3 and 4 with about 6 or 7 laps to go, Byron chooses the middle lane through 3 and 4, and that gave Chastain just enough momentum to get to him and get past him. Byron still didn't go away. Byron kept pushing, and on the final lap, see, because the last 2 or 3 laps, it was clear he might get him. He might actually pull it back. He's gaining ground with every corner. He was down to about 3 or 4 car lengths, and on the final lap coming out of turn 2, he scrapes the wall, and I think that's what did it. I feel like if he hadn't scraped the wall, he might have got Ross down in turns 3 and 4. But Ross Chastain with Trackhouse Racing comes out of turn 4 to get Trackhouse their very first crown jewel race win. The Coca-Cola 600, the first for the team. And now we got to take a look at what happened before the race. This weekend, Ross Chastain had a great car in practice, crashed it in qualifying, and then last night, they had to go to a backup car, and they had to do so much work to get it ready. He left the workshop at about 10:30 is what he said. The team, a lot of the guys on the team did not leave until 2:30, and they were back at 5:30 a.m. They only got about 2.5, maybe 3 hours of sleep, come back, busting through all day, go out, and they win the Coca-Cola 600. incredible grit and determination by the Trackhouse guys to take the best of a bad situation and turn it into sheer gold. This was one of the most entertaining Coca-Cola 600s I've ever seen. So Lando Norris wins Monaco, Alex Palou wins Indy, and Ross Chastain, the Melon Man, NASCAR's very own Florida man, wins the Coca-Cola 600. And how does he celebrate? He does a Polish victory lap in the vein of Alan Kulwicki. He does a John Force style burnout through the quad oval, gets out of his car, and of course, he smashes a melon, which it's a shame because now they don't have a melon for their Memorial Day picnic. But that was the race. Ross Chastain is your race winner after William Byron dominates most of the evening. Now, this is Amazon Prime Video's first NASCAR race broadcast, so I want to talk a little bit about the broadcast. This broadcast was really, really good. I just want to say that right now. I do appreciate that they didn't go to any full screen commercials during race action. And one other thing I definitely appreciated, when it got down to about 60, maybe 50 laps to go, a little banner came on the screen and it said commercial free through the checkered flag. Meaning, for the last 50 or so laps of the race, they will not go to any commercial of any kind and just let the race play out naturally to the finish. I appreciate that so much as a fan because we all know the gist of it. On Fox and NBC, they'll go to commercial with 2 laps to go or on the last lap in the last corner. We've seen it so many times. I appreciate the way Amazon handled the broadcast. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Steve Letarte, Adam Alexander, fantastic broadcast team. They've got some decent chemistry together. Of course, Carl Edwards being one of the pit reporters tonight, especially during the pre-race. Good to see Uncle Carl back in NASCAR in some way, shape, or form. Trevor Bayne was in the pits tonight. He's a pit reporter now as well. Corey LaJoy is part of the broadcast. Fantastic broadcast from Amazon Prime Video. Can't wait for the next 4 races for the rest of the month. It's going to be fantastic. Of course, they were showing trailers for the next 2 episodes of the Earnhardt documentary, which aired this past Thursday night on Amazon Prime Video, which I saw the first 2 episodes. I absolutely am enjoying it. Cannot wait for the next 2 episodes. Of course, they've got another documentary, American Thunder, about NASCAR and Hendrick Motorsports going to Le Mans back a couple years ago. Um, the only thing is there were a lot of interviews tonight where you could not tell what the driver was saying. Like Larson's pre-race interview when he was sitting in the car, he has his helmet on. All you hear is Indianapolis, lap 92, good night tonight. That's all you heard from him. Then when they're coming out of the infield care center, where they're interviewing them is right there in turn 4, coming off turn 4. So all you hear is the sound of the cars going past on exit, so you can't hear what the people are saying. I think if they fix that by next week at Nashville, they'll be all right. But with that said, the broadcast was good. The race was fantastic. Incredible Memorial Day weekend of racing. With that said, we will be back next week with Nashville. And until next time, we will see you in Victory Lane.